Well, that was H.R. Gaikwad's inspiring story. Time to move on to the list. Well, it's easy to believe the monk who sold his Ferrari or follows self-help books that guarantee to reveal the secret to success. But try finding your success mantra in a book that tells a story with no guarantee of leading you to your moment of epiphany. Now, that's what these gentlemen have managed to do on our list of non-business books that have inspired entrepreneurs.
Guns, money and the mafia. The Godfather has the perfect mix to inspire.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It inspired Mario Puzo to write a trilogy. And it inspired Francis Ford Coppola to direct a movie on the trilogy. Closer home, it inspired Alok Kejriwal to create India's first online gaming portal. Wondering what a gaming site has to do with the mafia? We let Alok Kejriwal explain that.
Don Corleone, the principal character, is like the ultimate entrepreneur. He knows how to create value, preserve value, get people to run the business for him, motivate people, and also understand the insights and understand the small details that make a real business successful. The book is completely rife with examples, with, I would call almost case studies that, an entrepreneur could look at and say, oh my gosh, that's what I could do in my business. There's a very interesting scene where his elder son, Sonny, interrupts the Don when the Don is saying no to drug dealing. And, Don looks at him and says, never speak when I'm speaking, never tell anybody what's on your mind. These are really powerful lessons.
Now, giving the mafia a run for their money is, strangely, a Martian from a science fiction book, Stranger in a Strange Land. This Martian has inspired a serial entrepreneur and venture capitalist, Mahesh Murthy, who feels that it's not always about thinking out of the box, but sometimes thinking out of this planet as well.
Heinlein used to be one of my favorites when I was growing up, and he created a set of characters that would really move across time and space and be hugely happy and successful. So one character that really kind of stuck in my mind even today is a character called Valentine Michael Smith that Robert Heinlein introduced in his book Stranger in a Strange Land. And this guy is a Martian, and he comes to Earth and a lot of confusion ensues. And his values are very different from that on Earth. His values on love, sex, wealth, money, war are so different from that what's on Earth, and he actually manages to make a significant change to Earth. He also introduces the concept of grok, which means to understand something in its full depth from every angle. So what I really think why this worked for me and probably helps me become a better entrepreneur is it helps me always look at a system from outside and then figure out that I need to continue doing whatever I'm doing, and eventually I can change the system out here on the inside. And I think there are very few books that can really help you change the way you live life.
It takes a different kind of inspiration to create a mobile charger that runs without electricity. In 25-year-old Ankit Mehta's case, it took a seagull named Jonathan Livingston to make the ex-IITian realize that just like the seagull in the book, it's time to fly higher and faster like no other bird in his flock.
It's a story of seagull Jonathan Livingston that dreams of flying higher, longer and faster than any seagull has ever flown before. It's an amazing book because it tells you how to follow your dreams even in the face of extreme criticism and failures that are going to happen time and again in your journey as an entrepreneur. Even at Idea Forge, we've had people flinch at the idea of charging their cell phones using their own energy. But that has never stopped us from following our dreams and creating products that really help people. This is a book for people who follow their hearts and live life on their own rules.
And finally, a book which even Atlas himself would have loved to read if he was not so busy carrying the world on his shoulders. Yes, it is the famous Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand that's inspired many entrepreneurs in the last 50 years. It's also inspired the tech-savvy Rohan Verma, the founder of MapMyIndia.com, to digitally map the entire country.
The concept of this book is interesting to me, or inspirational to me, because it talks about an entrepreneur who wants to create and innovate, but is not being appreciated, is not being valued, so he decides to leave the world, just as if Atlas, who holds the earth on his shoulders, has shrugged. Then the world starts valuing him and he comes back to continue to drive the world and innovate. It's inspired me to become an entrepreneur and work with Map My India, where we are creating and innovating digital maps and navigation across all of India.
Well, that's all we have time for on Enterprising this week. But if you have any feedback, any business questions, any queries, and especially if you have a business plan that you'd like to pitch to a venture capitalist, all you need to do is write into us at enterpriseinc@in.com. We'll see you next week, same place, same time.